Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter World. So last time we went through the introductory cutscenes and we took care of the Jagras problem, and then we came back to town. So we've got a few people that we need to talk to, so let's go do that. Hello there. A hunter from the 5th, are you? Then you must have finished your first quest. This is ecological research, headed up by yours truly. Tell me, did you find any monster data out there? Tracks, gashes, that sort of thing? Data tells us a story about the monsters, an elaborate and interesting one at that. Your job in the field team is to track the monsters, collect data, and advance the study. Our job is to take that data, analyse it, and compile our findings for the commission. What we learn helps you out in the field too, so you see we need to help each other. Oh, we need each other. Drop by here anytime and I'll show you what we're working on. So, what is it? Tutorial stuff, yes. Go. So when we find tracks and stuff out in the field, it'll give you research points, and that guy there will update your journal on every monster that you've encountered. So you can see what level of research they're currently sitting at, and it'll show you where you need to break to get certain materials on monsters, stuff like that. It's really helpful if you're a bit unsure about yourself.
Oh, hello.
I don't remember this person being here, but I could just be stupid. Oh, hello, Fiver. We're all ready to open our tavern and gathering hub, the Celestial Pursuit. At the gathering hub, you can meet up with other hunters and embark on quests together. To find the Celestial Pursuit, just look up. See that ship atop Astera that looks like it's about to sail off to the stars? That's it. You can get up there by taking the lift. Please come visit us as soon as you get the chance. Cool. So I will be taking the lift, but not to there. I want to go to the workshop. So before we get to leave town again, we have to go to the smithy. This person wants to talk to me first.
My.
There you go, newcomer. You look a lot more hunterly with a weapon on your back. This is the armory. We deal in ready-made weapons and armor. If you need a weapon ASAP and don't have time to gather the materials, we're your ticket. So, newcomer, care to have a look? No thank you, but I appreciate the offer. So, this guy is the Lord of the Forge, as it is, the second fleet master. You bring any materials you gather out in the field to him, and you can make new equipment and armor, depending on if you have enough materials. So let's take a look. Luke is back with materials. Step right up and welcome to the smithy. You'll be needing my services a lot. What I do for you is simple. Whenever you go out in the field and gather materials, I turn those materials into weapons and armor. Drop by whenever you find something new and interesting. Here, I'll give you some materials as a welcome present. You can use them to upgrade your equipment. So, what are we hammering together this time? Oh, that's very nice of you. But I don't need your tutorial, thank you. So, I actually don't want to upgrade, but I guess I've got no choice here. Yes. Okay, so when you want to upgrade, you can change the way that it looks, but I like this one. So when it's in the tree, you can look along the tree and see what you need for an upgrade. So if I want to upgrade my longsword to the Iron Katana 2, it tells you underneath it the exact materials that you need, and then next to the item box it tells you how much of that material you have. Now it'll cost you Zenny to combine the items and pay the Forge Master for his work, but then you can keep going on. Further to that, if you're needing, say you don't have all the materials, what you can do is when you're out in the field and looking for the materials, you can put that onto your wish list by pressing triangle, and what that'll do for you is whenever you pick up a material in the field, I'll give you a notification telling you that you've acquired the materials, and once you've got everything, it'll give you a pop-up saying that it's now ready to be forged, which is a really good addition. I like that. So, for now, I really don't want to upgrade. Yes, it does let me do this. Good. So, instead of upgrading my iron longsword just now, because I know the way that the trees flow, I want to get a bone sword. Because this is going to lead us into our earliest way to get elemental damage. And it's fairly important. Because each monster that you come up against has set weaknesses and strengths. So some might be strong against fire damage or water damage, whereas other ones will be weak to it. And it's not really important to pay attention to it, but because you can just power through anyway, but it is advised to, because it does give you quite an advantage. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we've got this person here to talk to. So, the 5th has arrived. Greetings there. I'm the airship engineer with the 2nd Fleet. I work on flying machines, airships and what have you. I'm sure you're curious about why you haven't met a member of the 3rd yet. It's because they've all been stranded for years. It wasn't long after the scholars from the 3rd landed before they insisted upon crossing the Great Ravine. So they got their ship converted into an airship, and off they went. It was going well until just after they'd crossed the ravine. A flying monster attacked their airship and grounded them. Sure, they were reckless to go, but seeing as I'm the man who put them in the air, I can't help but feel partly responsible for it all. Ever since then, I've been working on making a better airship. One that we could use to go rescue them. But between the New World's nasty weather and the strong winds hurtling down the ravine, it's been one failure after another. Still, you won't catch me calling it quits. Yeah, best of luck to you, buddy. So we need to go talk to Ashley. But however Mr. Meows wants to talk to us, I have no idea what this cat's name is, honestly. Oh, Meowskiller Chef. Fantastic. You interested in bulking up the canteen with more ingredients? Now that's what I'm talking about. Take care of the quest, blah blah blah, and that menu will be more packed than a great Jagras' belly. Finish that one up, and I'll be able to get my paws on the goods. Don't let me down. So that is level 20 gourmet shrimp gaps. Honestly, any gathering quests that come up, I'm either going to ignore for the most part, or I'm going to do off camera, because they're boring for me to play, so I know they're not bored. They're just boring to watch. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it on camera. Right, so I see it handily did not give me triangle arms. Very good.
Hey there, partner.
Right, Ashley. Right, so the next thing we need to take care of are those Kestodon. The chief said he'd be tagging along with us. How about we start our research in the ancient forest and go from there? Oh, and I've got some good news. We handlers post all the leads we find on the quest board. You can sign up for quests there too, so you don't always have to come all the way up here. But then again, you might miss out on all the eats up here.
You can pick up quests from the quest board too. It lists the same quests that I've got, so don't worry about having to check two places.
Okay, so all that's left to do is pick up the quest for the Questodons. The quest for the Questodons. I come word good. Okay. Yes, sign up. So these vouchers get refreshed after each login bonus that you pick up. You can store a maximum of 5 at any time, and what they'll do is I think they double the reward money. I could be wrong, it might be slightly less, but from what I've seen it looks like double. I can also math good as well as word good. But there's no real need for it to use one just now. So this is just going to be loading the quest in and then loading time, so I shall see you in the field.
Okay, our job is to cull a certain number of Kestodon. Recently, their numbers have been getting out of hand.
Want to get going?
Okay, let's get going. So I'm gonna just guest on right here. Hello. You are meant to be here.
Ah, there we are.
I
Those, my friend, are Kestodon.
yeah,
You
thanks.
take him out on your own.
Okay, I know last time I said there's very few things that annoy me about this game. It's pretty good, but
careful.
that's one of them. When scout flies decide to do their thing, they mess with the camera guy, and that is very annoying. Let me get out of the way of that. So just take these down quickly, and hopefully the carves will still be there when I'm done. Come on. Weak weapons. Not so bad. It's already going blunt. Oh no. Really? I didn't press R2, but thank you. I really need to move out of the way of that. I thought I was going to charge? Should have for that. Come on. Just go down, buddy. There you go. Alright, let's get some carves off these guys. And I guess I'll look around for some more materials before moving to the next area.
Alright, let's look for another group.
Hey, you're my bird now.
The Castodon are the least of your worries. There are a lot bigger monsters lurking in this forest. Be careful.
Okay.
The endemic life
So
around here can come in handy during a hunt. Try to learn as much as you can about them.
I want one of these birds to come back. Okay. Well, I tried. So, what I want to do is... Excuse me? Can you just stop? Sometimes it's really helpful, but for the most part it just really messes up aim and where you're going, etc, etc, etc. It's not helpful. Something sneaking up on you is helpful, but if you're actually... There was an instance where I had the monster directly in front of me and the scoutfly camera decided to bug off away behind me. Like, I'm getting there with my own two eyes before your scoutflies are. What's the point? Oh no, let's not go down there yet. I need to sharpen my sword. So let's do that. Because hitting things with a blunt weapon is never good. You lose a lot of damage and you're more prone to bounce off, like what I do to the horns of the male Castodons. There you go. Another light crystal. I wish they were more useful than they are, but they're just not. But I found very little that they are actually used in. I don't know if I was just looking in the wrong place, or... Oh, okay. Fair enough. You're charging me, aren't you? Yep. Right. Let's try and take these male boys down first, as opposed to the female boys. Okay. Jump that way. Like that. Okay. My sword is getting blunt incredibly quickly, and it is very distressing. Come on. Not worried about not being able to kill them, it's just fucking annoying. There we go.
Just about wraps up our work
Alright,
here.
cool. Get to the carves. Yeah, man.
Hey, come here. I think I found something.
So we gotta be quick with our carves here, get as much as we can, because when you take too long, I'm pretty sure this is the cutscene that teleports you to him, because it gets tired of your nonsense. No? Fair enough. I was wrong. That's okay too. That's a big fish out there. Can I be bothered fishing? It's kind of tedious. Yeah, got it. Yep, there it is. I knew you did it.
Look at those Castodon. Something's up with them. Now!
Gotcha.
Okay, so we now have a choice. We can go back to town.
Take down that great Jagras. If you're not
Yeah.
ready, you can return to base and take on the great
I want the rest of that
Jagras
bone
quest
pile, honestly.
Wanna get going?
Oh, look. That bone pile's exhausted. What am I doing?
If you
Okay.
need to call your friends for help, go to the menu and select SOS Flare to signal them.
Oh,
And
please,
you're
it's
going
only a
to need
Jagras.
friends when you go up against some of the tougher monsters. In order for the scout flies to better track a target monster, we need to keep finding traces of it. Like footprints, for example.
Okay, so the tracking system works where when you find traces of a monster, that meter that's popping up on the right hand side of the screen just now
Good.
will
Turning
fill
up
up.
a lot of clues.
At extra levels, at each level there'll be a different breakpoint for what it'll give you. So one of them is the scout flies will lead you to the next track. It'll lead you to the monster, and then at higher research levels, the monster it will show you what monsters are on the map, if, depending on what your research level is for each of them. And the final one is it'll just outright take you to it if you want to. I believe. Could be wrong, but I think that's right. Trying real hard not to spread misinformation. So we're just going to take a leisurely jaunt here and try and hunt down our big dreadlocked buddy.
Okay. We've tracked the great Jagras enough for the scout flies to lead us to it. You're less likely to lose sight of a monster.
Hi.
Focus scan. The long sword is a close-range weapon designed for cutting attacks.
So the Great Jagras isn't too bad. He does pretty standard attacks for Monster Hunter games. He'll lunge forward, you'll roll on his side, and honestly that's just about it really. He does have a couple of things that he can do that are annoying. Like, if he runs away and he runs in an area with herbivores, then he'll... Oh, whoops. That was badly timed. He'll devour one of the herbivores, increase in mass, and that gives him access to a couple new... Excuse me? That gives him access to a couple of new moves. But besides that, it's an easy enough fight. You just wail on him until he dies.
Now's your chance.
Go. So you see that marker on the right side of the screen that's coming up saying parts broken? So every monster has parts on it that can be broken off, and for each part that you break you'll get bonus rewards depending on what parts that you break. So say you break a horn, then you'll get horns in the reward. Or if you break claws, you'll get claws in the reward. You know, that sort of thing. So it rewards you for being precise and being focused. Which is real good. Let's see if I can get this whole combo off on it. There we go. Okay, now these red things that drop off, they can be loaded into Slinger as special ammunition. So there's loads of different types that I'm not going to remember all of them at the moment. The one that we picked up is called a piercing pod, and it does basically what it says in the tin. You fire it at a monster and it pierces the entire length of the monster. So the best way to use that would be from the longest 2 points, so from head to tail usually. That way it hits more points on the monster and you get more damage out of it. How did he get so far away so quickly? Excuse me? You here? Did he go in here? Hello? Am I going mad? I mean, good possibility. Ah, there he is. He's went to sleep. Oh, well, that was completely intentional. Oh, I thought I missed that. Thank God. There we go. Easy as pie. So that's the Jagras put down. So let's just carve him, wait out the timer, and guess we'll see you back in time. Oh boy. Oh, never mind, there's a cutscene.
I think we got a lead.
Maybe. Let's check it out. Hey. Well, you were right. There's our mark. Something's got him agitated. Look over there. What in the heck is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You think it's from Zora Magdaros?
I'd like to find out. But we better report back first. All right?
Alright, so our next hunt is going to be Pookie Pookie, it looks like. Which is the name of that monster. So just grab our rewards. Hey. So on top of your Palico being able to gain levels, it also gains levels in proficiency for gadgets that it gets. There are other gadgets, and I'll go over them when we come in contact with them. But for now, we've got the Vigor Wasp Spray, which the Palico uses as a healing for yourself and himself.
I see.
So, you think you found something that'll lead us to Zora Magdaros? Well, I'd send some researchers out right now, but not with a pissed off Pookie Pookie hanging around. Pookie Pookie territory. That's pretty deep in the forest. We'll be better equipped to take it on. Once our team from the resource center is done rebuilding the forest camp, once it's ready, we make our move.
Get going?
Till then, we do everything we can to help them get that camp up and running. Let's get to it.
Once the camp is set up, you can
Okay.
go after that Puke Puke.
Okay,
I
no
wonder
problem.
where the resource center is.
So let's talk to you. So Hunter, have you gotten used to how things work around here? New world, new rules. It's something you have to get used to. But you will get used to it. You have to. Your life's counting on it. Not to mention others as well. Look around you. Everyone here, strange or crazy as they may seem, they've all crossed the sea just like you, and they've all carried out their duties. They looked the new world in the eye and realized the old way of doing things wouldn't cut it. Didn't stop them though. They had conviction. Do you have conviction, Hunter? You should get to know your colleagues. Maybe some of that craziness will rub off on you. Okay, so we speak to the provisions manager. So that's these people over here.
Oh, you are too good to me.
Well, Fiver, is it true? You're going to help us rebuild the camp? That's excellent news. I hope you're as good as they say you are. If so, we'll have plenty of work for you. After all, the Commission's the Commission studies lots of things, not just the Elder Dragon you came here with. Maintaining and improving the base is a full plate of tasks in itself. Can't study anything without a proper HQ after all. The resource center here is in charge of divvying up all that work and making sure it gets done. So back to business. Your job is to establish a camp. Go on an expedition to the ancient forest, find a viable campsite, and make sure it's safe. If any monsters have decided to do any camping in your spot, you'll need you'll need you to chase them off. I think you mean wheel, but I'll let it slide.
Done.
Got it. The bounty is for establishing the camp. Okie dokie. Let's see. So at the resource center you can register bounties. So we have all these ones here, and once you complete them, the resource center will give you a reward for doing so. So let's just grab all 6 of these just now. So there's critical bounties here. These are ones that are handed out, and honestly you can complete at your leisure. It doesn't really matter. But it will give you a bonus for doing so. Like this one here. Once this has been established, there's a new campsite on the map of the ancient forest that you can access and use as a base for fast travel or to start the mission from. So it is worth doing them. They're just honestly not essential.
Let's get this expedition underway. Meet me at the gate.
Nope.
Good to see you.
Ah, Hunter. Since you've established yourself as a reliable presence here, I'd like to make a little request. When investigating large monsters, you can either slay or capture them. Naturally, both have their scientific merits, but frankly, well, it would be better for our long-term research to receive a live specimen that we can later return to the wild. So if you capture your quarry alive, you will be commended... Don't talk over me! You will be... Excuse me? Rude. You will be commended for it and receive greater rewards. Commission rules. How about it? Capture your targets instead of slaying them, and you'll be making a great contribution to our efforts here. Sure, you're going to give me any crank bombs? Didn't think so. So for capture a monster, you have to bring along with you some specific items. You need to have a way of trapping the monster, and there's 2 ways of doing that. You can make a shock trap, which will put an electric pulse through the monster. Or you could make a pitfall trap, which will drop the monster into a pit surrounded by a net. And for either of these to work as a trap for it to work for capture, you have to have tranquilizing bombs. 2 of them, and it will always take 2 if it's going to work, will cause a monster to become sedated, and you can transport them back to Astera. So we have a couple of choices about where we want to upgrade our sword to next. I said earlier that elemental damage is really important, and it is. So what I want to be aiming for are these 2 weapons here. But I don't have access to the monsters that their material comes from yet, so I'm going to throw them on my wish list and forget about it for now. I could take it up this tree here, and that would be good if I had access to the materials I need to make it into what I need, but I don't. So it's just going to have to sit there and eat it for now. For now, this upgraded sword is more than enough. So, I think now would be a good time to end the episode. Once he's finished talking.
For this expedition, we need to head to the ancient forest. We can expand expeditions as we delve further into the new world. Pretty good incentive to explore, right?
As I was saying, I think I'll end the episode here, and we will do our expedition next time. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.